let's learn about depth first search. Kind of like my video about breadth first search. If you haven't seen my video on stacks, you might like to watch that first as well. Alright, so this is a tree as a reminder. A tree is a bunch of nodes. There's a node, there's a node, there's a node, there's a node, there's a node. Each node can have child nodes. For example, principal has 1, 2, 3 child nodes. And every node has exactly one parent, except the root node. So the parent of this node is Year 8 teacher. The parent of this node is principal. Now, depth first search is a way of iterating, a way of going through all of the nodes in a tree. Let me show you how it works. We will need a stack to do this, and a stack is like a stack of pancakes. You push things onto the stack, to the top of the stack, and you can pop the most recent thing off the stack to see what it is. We'll see how that works in this video, and also in my stack video. Let's keep track of every item that we've seen. It's like this is a set of things we've seen. A set is like a list, but it doesn't have any duplicates. It's only got one copy of each thing. We don't need this. This is just to help you show what is happening. So you don't need the scene set to do depth first search, usually, unless there are cycles in your graph that I won't talk about right now. All right. In our stack, we'll start with one item in our stack, and that's the root node, the node at the very top, just one node. And we'll make our scene set initially empty. So what we'll do every time is we'll pop something off the stack. In this case, there's only one thing, which is principal, and that's the current thing that we're looking at right now. So we'll update our variable called current to be the thing we're looking at right now, which is principal. And then we'll go through each of the children in reverse order. And for each child, we'll put it on the stack. So do you notice I started this end, Year 9 teacher, and then I'll do this one, Year 8 teacher, put that on the stack. And then Year 7 teacher, push that on the stack. And each of them goes to the top of the stack. You can sort of see why I chose to do it in reverse order. If I do it in reverse order, then they will end up being ordered. Otherwise, they'll end up being reversed. That's one of the things that pushing onto a stack does. If you push onto a stack and then pop off the stack, they will end up backwards. So that's why I go from right to left here. All right, so we've done them. Now, let's pop the top thing off the stack, which is Year 7 teacher. So we'll pop Year 7 teacher off the stack, and that will go here. And we'll look at the children. So the children are Bob and Alice, and I'll do it again in reverse order. Pop, push Bob onto the list, push Alice onto the list, onto the stack, I should say. Good. All right. You may notice that instead of going here and then across to do all of these and then across to do all of these, depth first search goes deep first. It goes to Year 7 teacher, and then it will go down to these, and it will end up going quite deep before it ends up exploring these siblings here, which is why it is different to breadth first search. Anyway, now we'll pop Alice off the stack. So we're looking at Alice right now. Go through all the children of Alice, of which there are none. Good. We'll pop Bob off the stack. So we're looking at Bob right now. Any children of Bob? No. So we'll add Bob to the list of things we've seen, and then go to the next thing. We'll pop the next thing off the stack, which is Year 8 teacher. Pop that. And you may notice, again, just as a reminder, I did these ones, these deeper children of the first child there, before I went across and broad. That's why it's depth first search instead of breadth first search. So I'm looking at Year 8 teacher, add that to the set of things that I've seen, and then we'll go through each of the children and push them on the stack. And there's only one, so I'll push that on the stack. All right, now I'll pop the top thing off the stack, which is Charlie. So currently I'm looking at Charlie up here. I'll add Charlie to the set of things that I've seen. Go through all the children of Charlie. Are there any children of Charlie? No. So we're ready to pop the next thing, which is Year 9 teacher. Pop. So currently the thing that I'm looking at right now, the node that I'm looking at right now, is Year 9 teacher. I'll add that to the set of things that I've seen. Go through each of the children, of which there is only one. Push onto the stack. All right, ready to pop the next thing off the stack, which is David. The current thing I'm looking at is David. Add that to the set of things I've seen. Go through all the children and add them to the stack. Well, David has no children, so nothing to add to the stack. And then, the stack is empty, so I am done. And you may notice that the order that I did it is first I did principal. So first I processed the principal node, and then the next node that I got to process was year 7 teacher. And then the next node that I got to process was Alice. And if Alice had any children, then it would have been them first. So I'm really going really deep first before I look at any of the other siblings. And then the next one after Alice was to look at Bob. And the next one after Bob was, well, I've done that child and all those children now. The year 8 teacher. And then after that, the children of year 8 teacher. And if that one had children, I'd go down and down and deeper into those. And once those are all done, well, then I can go across. So you can see a depth first search is going down deep first before we go across. So that is depth first search. I'll show you in pseudocode as well. Pseudocode is like programming code that's in words rather than actual code. And it's just what I did. First, we set the stack to contain just the root node. This step here of setting scene to be the empty set and anything to do with scene is useful to keep track of it. It's not necessary if you're looking at a tree, but like I hinted at before, it will be necessary if you've got cycles in your graph that go back in a loop. So we'll set scene to be an empty set, and as long as the stack is not empty, we pop the very top item of the stack off the stack. We take it off the stack. We save it in a variable called current. We add the current thing to a set called scene, and then for each children of the current item, going backwards from the rightmost one to the leftmost one, well, if it's not in scene, then we'd better push it onto the stack so that we can investigate it later, explore it later. And then we go back up to the top here to this loop, and we keep doing this over and over and over again, always popping the very top item from the stack until the stack is empty, and then we stop. I hope this has been helpful, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye everyone.